Scott Russell, and it'd be good to start talking a little bit about provision, because everything that we have and everything we've drawn our identity out of, our safety out of, is all coming into question. And really, the system, what I would call the Antichrist system, is presenting itself as the answer and saying, if you want to have a normal life, if you want to have stability, if you want to have love, you will do what we say. If you don't, we're going to make your life hell. And so everything that, if you're followed the freedom movement, you'd understand the backdrop of that statement. But I was thinking about provision, and it's really, I mean, a man provides for his family out of love, doesn't he? He does it because he cares. And yeah, and however that's perceived, it's generally, most men are working flat out of love. And sometimes they're workaholics, but we won't get into that. But what's another level of provision comes from spontaneity. It's kind of like love, isn't it? If I'm showing my love by working hard, then in essence at times I'm not showing love, because I'm not allowing intimacy. I'm just working, providing, and self-sacrificing. And a lot of men, that's not love. It's something that you need for your identity. But when love is there, love brings spontaneity, love brings creativity, love brings freshness, love brings freedom, love brings connection. And think about that in the light of provision. When things are going terrible, maybe you're looking at losing your house or your marriage or your family or whatever it is, you can look and go, well, I've lost control, I'm in trouble, what am I going to do? And I think it's turning to God and saying, God, how do you have an answer for me in this? And I've heard people say, oh, well, I'm a self-made man, I have to do it myself. Yeah, you hero. Self-made men, we're all self-made men. And you could look at that another way and say the mess that you're in is a self-made mess. You're a self-made man in a self-made mess, trying to take pride in the fact that you can get yourself out of this. No, you can't. You got yourself into it. If you had the answers in you, you wouldn't be there. And I think that a mess is a great invitation for us to look at who we are, what we're doing, readjust, reevaluate, realign, and walk in what we have for our life. And I find that a lot of men pull identity out of what they do, not who they are. A lot of men pull identity out of money, not who they are. And to get into that depth of who you are and to walk in who you are as a man, pardon me, really it's being aligned spiritually first. And when you're aligned spiritually, the spontaneity of life comes, and God starts to give you creative ways, because you're not just so busy you can't ever think about something. You actually have the time to stop and to reflect on what's going on around you, and to actually live in the freedom of what God would have for your life. So I think as the world is narrowing down, cornering us, and exposing things in our lives that we've served, thinking they were going to help us, thinking that we had the answers, and really we don't. And it comes to a point of surrendering and saying, God, I don't have the answers. I am the answer when you're in my life. And over 20 years ago, I gave away everything I owned, every visible means of income, and lived for this day that's coming, because I felt God had put on me and said, you can only talk about what you've earned the right to talk about. And so I owned a home outright. I gave it away. It didn't make sense at the time, but now I see that what we think we own, we don't own anyway, and the government and the system is just going to take it from us. And so you start to realise that, who am I? I mean, I tried to get work to, God moved me to the US, and I was in the US and during a boom. And during that boom, I'm living with no visible means of income. I'm not asking for people for money. I wasn't out, doing things per se. And God was sort of showing me, he's like, I'm taking your identity away. of being able to provide for yourself, and I'm showing you through my love that I can take care of you. It was pretty hard. It was pretty hard, and he never failed me, but it was what was hard was my mindset that I was the man. And as I started to understand that I'm God's man and God is who is for me, he's for me because I'm loved. And when I realize I'm loved, I can let go into that love and it's limitless. Love is limitless. Love is the most powerful force, the most powerful thing known to man. And as I let go into God's love, I found provision arrived. Spontaneous provision. It came from ways and means and people that I never expected. And I can give you story after story, but if you're really that interested, read my book, Vegetable Garden, Faith and a Corvette, where a religious man came out of that religion and into a relationship, into the love of God. If you want to message me, if the message gets through to me, I'll send you an e-copy of the book for free. But what I've discovered on this journey, and I want to encourage you with, is no matter where you are, when you align with the Spirit of God, with the romance of God, I call it, not religion. Organised religion is no different to the system that's persecuting us. It'll dictate to you what you need to do. It'll steal the very life from you. But when the romance of God is there, then, excuse me, the creativity, the freedom, the love, the expression of who we are and who God's made us creates. And it pulls people in, a community of people around you that want to partake in that and just come in love, and people are helping each other and providing and building, and it's not doing deals with each other, it's coming out of a freedom of the Spirit, which would be love, which would be what the Bible calls koinonia. Look that word up, it's a Greek word. Koinonia, Koina, something like that. But it's caring, sharing, fellowship, intimacy, those sort of words, right? And after the book of Acts in the New Testament, everywhere where you see those type of words, it is tied into koinonia. And they can't translate that word. But what we find is that the New Testament church was called the Way. It wasn't the way as in the name of it. It was a statement of what it is, a way. And a way that brings us to life, a way that brings us to freedom. And man, I want to challenge you. You can be a spiritual leader right where you are. And you step up spiritually by surrendering your might, your ability, your power to God and saying, God, help me to use everything that I am in the flow of life, in the way, in koinonia, so that I can build something that lasts through no matter what. I'm Scott Russell, and keep digging in, because God's got you. And I think as we spiritually align with our Creator, amazing things happen.